I want to talk about one more thing, and it has to do a little bit with Excel and some more numbers that we'll talk about later in this semester, but it also has to talk about Valentine's Day, which is today, if you listen to this on our first day. But today is February 14th, and of course Valentine's Day always falls on February 14th, but it falls on different days of the week, and this year it's on Monday. And depending on what part of retail you're in, Valentine's Day on a weekend can mean one thing more than another. For instance, as a store owner, I think I prefer and see bigger sales bumps when Valentine's Day is during the week. I think things for, this is just me, I don't have, this is just anecdotal information, but when it's on a weekend, I feel like restaurants are a lot busier. I will also say that my husband wanted to take me for lunch for Valentine's Day, and most of my favorite places are closed on Mondays for lunch. So I think Valentine's Day is a really interesting holiday from that perspective. What I want you to think about, though, is other holidays that don't always fall on the same day. And even days like Christmas, when it would be December 25th, that might fall in one week versus another week. So when we're looking at sales in retail, we base things on a 4-5-4 calendar that the NRF put forward. And it is a voluntary guide that the retail industry uses to ensure that sales between years are the same. So when we're looking at different time periods, we compare the same time periods. And so Easter might fall in March versus April. It might fall in a different week versus in April. It often does. It's often very different each year. And same thing with Hanukkah and other holidays. So we look at this 4-5-4 calendar as a guide that all retailers use as a focus. This is a 4-5-4 calendar for 2020, 2021, and 2022. All the black dates are holidays, and you can see how they're going to be different days of the week and month, depending on the year. And so we use this 4-5-4 calendar as a guide in the number of weeks. So you see February has 4 weeks in it, March has 5 weeks in it, April, even though it has 30 days, still has 4 weeks in it. Same thing with May, which has 31 days in it, but it's still a 4-week calendar. And so we use this as a guide to help even things out. When it comes to Easter, you might want to look and see where Easter has fallen the last couple of years. Sometimes we call it Mapril, March and April combined, because we're going to look at all of those days together, all of those weeks together, to see how we do as a business. And the same thing was happening to us at my store this weekend, which is why I wanted to bring it up now. Friday last year was February 12th. This year was February 11th, but Friday was really big last year, and we didn't have as big of a day this year, and I was wondering why. I was getting a little concerned until I realized that last year probably most people were going away for the weekend and leaving on Friday and wanted to stock up for the weekend. So I immediately wrote down what Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looked like last year, and that is a total number. And then I'm going to compare, so that was February 12th, 13th, and 14th. So I'm doing the same thing this year, looking at really Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I already can tell you that things are leveling off, if not ahead of last year, from when we were still not even fully done with all of our Valentine's sales. So things you can't always equate week to week, day to day. If you've worked at a store before, they might say this is what we did last year on this day as a goal. And those are great guides and a way to make sure that we have enough resources, people, and product in order to succeed. But every year is different in retail. Every day is different in retail. And we use this guideline to make sure that we're looking at the same time periods as equally as possible. And we can make sure that we are comparing apples to apples and not apples to oranges. There are certain months, like I said, that have more weeks in them. We might have an extra day, even as we, the way that it works with Christmas, between Thanksgiving and Christmas is we usually have 4 weeks and then gain 1 day a week until we get to 5 weeks, and then it goes back to 4 weeks. So these are things that retailers just innately have to balance and think about, and we're always using this 4-5-4 calendar as a guide. So we're all talking about the same time period. It's really so we're all looking at the same information. So when you see sales being reported, we can have a level and equal conversation through all this. Okay, so please make sure to understand 4-5-4 calendar. I'm certain that there's going to be something about the 4-5-4 calendar on the midterm, and also want to make sure that you finish the last chapter in Excel, which was chapter 3 for next week. So for today, for in class this week, it's just this guided project 1-3, so hopefully that won't take you too long. You can get a good start on chapter 3 and finish that up. We're going to do guided project 3.2 next week in class. And that's it. We're like doing great on Excel. Hope you guys are making it through SimNet, Excel, and the boot camp. Once we're done with our last chapter, you're actually done with SimNet. But again, it is a great resource for you guys to have access to for the rest, I was going to say for your college career, but really the rest of your lives. And as you need it. And also, hopefully you're getting a little retail and fashion 101 along the way. After we're done with all this, though, we'll dive back into the dynamics of fashion and get started with all that. But I do want to say for Excel, Macs are different, PCs are different, every computer is different. Your version of the Microsoft Office products might be different. So do the best that you can, and be sure to submit to the Dropbox on the week due before week 4 Dropbox. Okay, have a great week all. Be well.